To the story now, where nearly 3,000 people have been fined for violating lockdown regulations in the Western Cape. 29 illegal shebeens were shut down and 32 arrests were made for the sale, dispensing as well as distribution of liquor. Police also confiscated 13 firearms and 100 rounds of ammunition across the province. So let's speak to the Western Cape Police Spokesperson now, Brigadier Novela Potelwa, for more information. Brigadier, thanks a lot for joining us this evening. It would appear as though the Western Cape can report good news regarding reduction in crime as a result of these regulations that have been put in place.
Good evening, Faith. Yes, indeed. Our deployments of integrated law enforcement have been out in full force, ensuring that communities were safe through roadblocks, operations, vehicle checkpoints, and raids. We've been out in full force, really working really hard and ensuring that both the residents of the Western Cape and visitors are safe.
And then when it comes to this incident that happened there at Elsa's River on Friday evening, have you gone far in terms of the progress on that investigation? We believe that there was a shooting incident there.
There was a shooting incident that our police officials responded to. We managed to get a firearm as well as drugs, but we also were on the receiving end in that when we were effecting the arrest, we came under fire from people who started pelting the police with stones. As a result, one of our members was injured and had to be taken to a medical facility. But it is an area that we are looking into with regular patrols and operations.
Yeah, but then have any arrests been made, Brigadier?
We are looking into a number of people. We have a number of people in our sites that we're looking into with regards to those that attacked the police.
I mean, now that we found that not wearing a mask is also seen as breaking the law, have we seen a lot of violations where people were not adhering to that regulation that's been put in place?
I must indicate, Faith, that the majority of people are actually heeding the call. And the majority of fines that we had issued, they related to people who failed to confine themselves to their places of residence. In as far as masks are concerned, it's not many, but here and there we do find people who do not have a mask.
Yeah, I mean, it's been quite an eventful time, especially when it comes to business unusual in the South African context. On one side, it was the issue around the confiscating of illegal booze, right, as well as the closing down and the shutting down of shebeens who are not actually adhering to COVID-19 regulations. Are you finding, though, that those outlets are performing better, they're doing better in terms of just being able to adhere to what's been said by the president?
We need to separate because we're talking here about illegal shebeens, meaning that we're talking about those without licenses. Those are the ones that we've closed down. But we've also been visiting those that are licensed just to ensure that as well that they do not transgress any of the regulations. So we closed down 29 illegal shebeens and we had 32 arrests of people that were either distributing or selling alcohol from those shebeens. We're looking into the issue of alcohol. 11,000 liters is no mean feat, Faith. 11,000 liters, that is the alcohol that we've confiscated from Thursday evening up until early this morning. So alcohol, as we know, is a generator of other serious crimes. So the dent that we see in terms of the crime incidents, we also attribute it to the fact that we've confiscated loads of alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk a little bit about that topic. I mean, 11,000 litres of alcohol have been confiscated. A lot of times, even with the previous lockdown that was imposed, whether we were on lockdown level 4, we saw that even law enforcement was involved in being able to just disperse this alcohol illegally. So 11,000 litres have been confiscated. How do we make sure that indeed that alcohol does not get back into the streets or land up in the wrong hands? Because unfortunately, it's a really tempting offer here. If you've got 11,000 litres of alcohol, even law enforcement sometimes get their fingers in the pot.
Can we also complete that statement and indicate that we arrested some of our own? They did not get away with it. So there are controls in place in terms of ensuring that the 11,000 litres, as well as other alcohol that was confiscated, does not land in the wrong hands. So we're looking into that. If we have some of our own that are rotten apples, we deal with them decisively.
Yeah. And before we let you go, Brigadier, let's talk a little bit about adherence when it comes to the beaches. I know that a lot of times it's people that are still trying to take chances when they were not supposed to, when the beaches were actually closed. In terms of how you managed to do that, how was that activity in terms of being able to just ensure that people remain safe, adhere to regulations, and stop breaking the law?
As you know, the Western Cape is on the coast face. We're looking at beaches on the West Coast, Garden Route, the Overberg, as well as the Cape Town area. You know, the majority of beaches, I just checked before I went on air with you, are deserted. But here and there, you'll find people that take chances. An area of concern for us currently is in the Garden Route, and it relates to Mossel Bay, where we've picked up that particularly in somewhat secluded beaches, that people would take chances there. But we try to get to areas that are not even easily accessible just to ensure that people comply. And I think you probably have seen in the statement that we issued 15 fines in the Overberg. And we're talking about places like Castle Beach, Pringle Bay, as well as on rest in the Overberg, where we have fined people for being on the beaches.